Hello, grade 7, how are you? This is introduction for the probability, okay? The probability of any event is the measure of the likelihood or chance that the event will occur. For example, we may wish to know the likelihood of its being a rainy day. Knowing this probability can help us decide if we should carry an umbrella with us when we go out. Okay? طيب, what about the favorable outcomes? Favorable outcomes. And what? Sample space. And sample space. Okay. Consider the event where we obtain an even number. You know the even and odd number. Even number 2, 4, 6, 8, blah, 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 blah. The odd numbers 1, 3, 5, 7, etc. Okay? Consider the event where we obtain an even number when we roll a dice. How many possible outcomes are there for this event? Okay? We can use the letter A or any letter to represent or to denote this event. I mean, the event that the number rolled on a die is even. Okay? Since a die has 6 faces with the numbers 1 to 6, the possible outcomes of A are 2 or 4 or what? 6. This is even. So, the favorable outcomes of A are 2, 4, and 6. Therefore, the number of favorable outcomes of A is 3. But what about odd numbers? Odd numbers. We can use any letter like B for odd numbers. What is the odd number when we roll a die? It's 1 or 3 or 5. So we can say the favorable outcomes of B are 1, 3, and 5. Therefore, the number of favorable outcomes of B is 3. Okay, what about the sample space? Sample space. Sample space. Sample space, the list of all possible outcomes. All possible outcomes. All possible outcomes is known as the sample space. In the case of the previous question, the case of die, the sample space consists what? Sample space consists 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When we roll a die, there's a 6 possible outcomes. The all possible outcomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. طيب. What about the case when a coin is tossed? A coin is tossed. What is the sample space? Simply, the sample space is head or tail. Okay? Another example. Okay, a common die is toast. A common die is toast. P is the event that the number is a prime. Prime. Do you know what's the meaning of prime number? Prime number, numbers with two factors, only two factors, okay? Prime like 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. Okay, a common die is toast. P is the event that the number is a prime. First part. State the total number of possible outcomes. Type. Okay, the list of all possible outcomes or the sample space is one die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Type. What about P prime numbers? List down the favorable outcomes. The favorable outcomes. B, favorable outcomes. Circle the prime numbers. It's 2, 3, and 5. So the favorable outcomes, which is the prime numbers, 2, 3, and what? And 5. Another example. A box contain one red chip, red, and two green chips, a green one, a green two, or a green. Where is the green? Green one, a green two, and 3 blue chips. 3 blue. Blue 1, blue 2, blue 3. So we have one red chip, and 2 green chips, 3 blue chips. A chip is chosen at random. List down the sample space and write down the total number of possible outcomes. What is the possible outcomes? All possible outcomes. It's red one and green one, green two, and blue one, blue two, blue three. Okay? Okay. B, another killer. B is the event that the blue chip is chosen. So B is blue. List down the outcomes favorable to B and write down the number of favorable outcomes. Type. So the favorable outcomes, the blue chips, which is B1, B2, and B3. So we have 3 favorable outcomes. Okay, let's take another example. It is exercise page 303, question number 2. Okay, open your book. A stationery box contain 2 red 1, red 2, 2 red pens, 1 green pen, 1 green pen, 1 green pen, and 2 blue pens, 2 blue. A pen is chosen at random from the box. List down the sample space and hence state the total number of possible outcomes. What is the sample space? The sample space we have two reds, sorry, red 1, red 2, and one green, and blue 1, blue 2. Okay, all possible outcomes. B. If B is the event that the blue pen is chosen, list down the favorable outcomes of B. What is the favorable outcomes? A blue, we have two blue pens, so B1, B2. See the number of favorable outcomes. How many favorable outcomes? It's 1, 2. So 2. Okay. Thank you. Great.